Hello and welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ackman, joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you and why are we doing Troll 2?
I'm great, but I'm just a little bit confused because the title on the marquee was Troll 2, despite the fact it was obviously about goblins.
Yes.
Bob?
A catch-all already.
Well, the first movie, Troll.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this or researched it at all. It actually had a little bit of star power. It had Sonny Bono,
Wow.
and Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Mm-hmm.
But it bombed. So should they remake it? No, just make a completely unrelated and even more inferior sequel.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah, I heard Sonny's career went downhill after that.
That was good.
I'm not defending that.
Yeah.
Let's start to YouTube.
Sure, let's do it. So here's a fun fact about the YouTube comments for Troll 2, 1991's Troll 2. I don't think there's another Troll 2 from 1991, so I don't know why I had to specify. But there were only 7 comments.
Only 7.
This was for the entire movie. It wasn't like the I sometimes I look at the trailer and see what the comments are. Sometimes I look at like the whole like the rentable or buyable movie because there's more comments. But this was the full movie, and there were only 7 comments. I'm going to read all of them. Number 1.
Go for it.
I can remember this from my childhood. I've had nightmares on and off with these creatures and the green blood, LOL, and I finally realized it was from a movie from my childhood and finally found it. Haha. Next one. Gas ASF, which is as fuck, I think, and then like 2 crying, laughing emojis. It's gonna be it's like this one but with the tears, and then
yeah.
Should have logged the goblins or with arrows. I don't even know what that means.
Huh?
No
1991 looks like it was from the mid 70s. And then the next comment, and they are proud of their wickedness. With no other context.
Okay.
Next comment, 3 words, my childhood. And then the last one, y'all misspelled Nilbog in the description. You put Nibog, LOL.
Oh man, got him.
That's every single comment from 1991's Troll on YouTube.
How accurate. I wonder how you're going to base your guess on test number 1, the worst of its kind, then.
We'll find out.
Test number 1, the worst of its kind.
All right.
So in terms of rewatchability, I think I'd rather watch The Room 10 times out of 10. And based on that, I decided to, use science and definitely not punish Troll 2. Definitely not. So don't worry. Dead Alive with Diana Penalver, an 89%. I haven't seen Dead Alive. Apparently, it's
love
good.
it. Absolutely love it.
So I should.
It's fun.
You know what else is fun for certain? And I thought that this would be a podcast candidate, but I guess not. Killer Clowns from Outer Space with Grant Kramer, a 76%. I thought it would have had like a 20%.
Also fun.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Something called My Name is Bruce with Bruce Campbell, where he plays himself, and
that's probably good.
Gets up to hijinks. 38.
Oh.
Lowest one. Creep Show, Hal Holbrook.
Oh, Creep Show.
65
Pittsburgh based.
there. Is it? Little hometown.
Well, a little bit, yeah. A little bit of production from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. That's cool. And then Fright Night finally with Chris Sarandon in 82%. So an average of 70, which isn't the highest we've had, but it's a good average. What do you guys think Troll 2 came in with on?
Oh, Jesus.
18.
15.
5.
Okay.
For a negative 75 and worst of its kind. Or 65, rather. I think I just said 75. Negative 65 and worst of its kind. Not as bad as 75, but still really, really bad. We'll see how it stacks up against our current season champion in the room in our movie comparison. As for now, test number 2, our limerick, Ain't That a Pitch?
Test number 2, Ain't That a Pitch?
I think I went first last time, so I'm not going to go this time.
I don't mind.
Right.
Nilbog is honestly less than charming, full of farmers who do zero farming. But the Waits family don't care. They're willing to share, even frosting on corn, which I find alarming.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
There was frosting on corn.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right.
Who's next?
I'll go. I'll go
Bob.
even though I'm going to win. Okay, here we go.
Oh, shit.
There once was a creepy town called Nilbog, where they will feed you so much, your toilet will clog. The movie isn't even about trolls. Make me look like the asshole. After choosing this movie, I deserve a dick flog.
You do. Get out the flogging stick.
There once was a film about trolls, and the town of Nilbog was their home. But they called themselves goblins until Bologna was thrust upon them. This was a film where I checked the time elapsed scroll.
Yeah, dude, I did that a few times myself.
We'll
talk about the
you
pacing.
tap the screen, see where the seeker is. You're like, holy fuck, there's 45
God
minutes left.
Damn it.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Always for me, it's always about that time. It's like I've hit 50 minutes or so and I click it. And if there's like 40 or more, I'm just depressed.
My kids fucked up my vertical blind, so I had to like take the whole like apparatus down, take every slat off, and like pop the back off, take the bar out, rebend the bar. And I was like, I'm gonna do this while I'm watching Troll 2, because at least I could like it was like basically like putting together Legos while watching the movie. And it made it a little more bearable.
Therapeutic. Yeah. I am definitely going to the Bob 4-star. Rob, how about you?
I agree. Whenever penis flogging is thrown into the mix, I think that's an instant win, and I'm going to go 4.5.
Oh, 4.5. Okay, 4.25 for an average. Very nice, Bob. Anytime you bring your Willie into the conversation, it will do wonders, I promise. A Bob 4.25. Let's throw it to test number 3, the most offensive.
Oh, I tell you, I'm full of something right about now.
Vicious and intermittent.
God damn, girl, you smell like something crawled up in you and died. Damn, what did you eat?
Corn. I'm not eating no corn.
Oh, shit. God. Test number 3, the most offensive.
All right, 8 of these with a clip. I threw the clip in the middle. We'll see how that works. I like the spacing a little better that way. Yeah. Number 1, forest female with fake freckles. What's this about? As a man with freckles, I was offended.
Yeah.
What was like, the ones where it's like the permanent, like a brown permanent marker, and you can kind of tell that each one is exactly the same size and spaced apart, like exactly.
It's what e-thoughts use on Snapchat and like Instagram filters.
Yeah, exactly.
They do like the big eyes and the ears and stuff. There's always freckles and like stars.
So, and I think that was right in the beginning, right? Like the very start of the movie, a kid falls over, and the trolls deceive him. When he wakes up, he is greeted by this beautiful woman with fake freckles, offering him some kind of weird like pudding or something. And we come to know why. It's like the green goo that makes you into a half-tree human slushy. And I wonder why they didn't just, kill him.
Yeah.
Does the person have to be alive to drink the thing? I guess.
I guess so.
Maybe it's like their pulse that like gets the Like when you tap a keg, you need like the pressure.
Yeah.
Like let the beer come out.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you said that. That might answer some questions going forward. So
right.
Thank you for clearing that up. Number 2, peeping Tomming.
Yeah, with your friends. No
Yeah.
more.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he climbs in and does the like scream window visit.
Yeah.
Where he complete with the scream when he decides to like slowly put his head into his girlfriend-ish point of view while she's lifting weights.
Yeah.
It was a super creepy thing to do. And she screams and neither parent is at all concerned, by the way.
Right.
That's like we'll get into this later, but the little brother like is like tossing and turning a little bit and imagining like his granddad or whatever.
Yep.
And the mother hears that as a commotion, but when the daughter goes into a full-blown scream, they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to go on vacation, darling."
I'm sure she's fine. She's just lifting heavy weights on a bench in a room.
She's just listening to Danzig in her room, listening while watching jock jams.
Oh,
they know.
I hope it was Danzig.
But they know that she's lifting weights in there and she's screaming.
Yeah.
They don't go in. At least I hope they do. Number 3, pursuing and pancaking a bewildered woman in the wilderness. So one of the boys, the one with the glasses, who was that? Alan or?
Who cares?
Christ, I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah. Sees a distraught woman running through the forest and decides to chase her down and tackle her into the ground.
That was great.
You just don't do that. Number 4, Rob, this one's for you. The meet and greet B&E.
Okay.
So the neighbor comes in with her traditional dish and broke the door down or whatever, snuck into an open home to. I mean, she literally like puts her hand on the woman's shoulder and turns her around and is like, "Here's food. I'm your neighbor." Super inappropriate. Yeah, don't do that. When you get new neighbors, don't break into their house, even if you're bringing goodies. Just don't do that. Let's go to a clip. This will be the first of the day, and then I've got a few more after that. This one is called Ice Cream.
Holly, what a surprise.
Choose, Elliot. Either me or your friends.
I don't understand.
Do you understand now?
Is it ready? It is nice and creamy.
This is a wonderful cup of Nilbog ice cream for a little child.
You're gonna stuff yourself with it, won't you? Kids with a sweet tooth like yours love ice cream.
Help, Jefferson! Help!
Open your mouth, my little friend. Please, open it.
I won't! I don't want to!
Open your mouth, my little friend. Please.
Okay, 3 reasons that made it.
I was looking for my synthesizer so I could like pretend to play it while it was happening. But it's in the other room, I think. I just reorganized stuff. Go on.
The girl punches her boyfriend in the face.
Yeah.
It's not even legal. That's assault. Secondly, refusing a whole town. When they're offering you ice cream, you're the new guy in town. You gotta eat the ice cream. What's going on here? I think number 3 is the PTSD of not being able to get my son to eat dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't. I could pretend that something was ice cream. It might sound like that. Ooh, creamy ice cream. A boy with a sweet tooth like yours wants to, like some version of that with pizza. It's like hot and gooey cheese, and like, why don't you want it? Just eat your dinner. You know what I mean?
And to add to that too, like when there is a prospect of ice cream, even if dinner is pizza, you're like, you take 2 more bites of pizza and then you can get some ice cream. They're like, oh shucks. I'm like, you like both of these fucking things. We bought both of these things because you asked for fucking both of them. Eat the food.
Just today, I was like, Luke, you want mac and cheese? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go make you some mac and cheese. He's like, yeah. But I make the mac and cheese. I'm like, you ready to eat your mac and cheese? No.
Oh God.
Number 6, softcore corn porn.
Is it the couple both eating the corn at the same time?
Yes. Yeah, it's her. It's like the
Popcorn.
Elvira woman. Yeah, shows up with a ear of corn that they make into popcorn because of the steam heat of their loving relationship. In the
some reason, the two words my mind latched onto when I was watching that scene was feral and preposterous. What the fuck is going on?
That's fair. I don't know, but you'd have to see it to believe it. Number 7, commonplace worst movie pod. Movie attempted mass genocide. The family is trying to kill every troll that exists. Here we go again. Another whole species laid waste on our podcast.
I never got that. It's like, just get out of there, you know? All you gotta do is get out of there and, like, find someone who's, like, willing to believe your story, and then you don't have to murder an entire civilization of others.
Right.
Yeah.
And number 8, this is actually my last one. They're eating my mom. They really are at the end of the movie. I thought he was going to wake up and have a nightmare.
Yeah.
But they're literally eating his mother.
Yes.
Well, and that's the way the movie is.
Here's an important question. Is there a Trolls Part 3 or no? Or Troll Part 3?
I'm sure.
There is, yes.
They had to have, that was an opening for another sequel, so I get
it. Yeah, we pick up right where we left off at the dinner plate, where the kid's mom's being eaten. Is where we pick up Troll 3.
They're eating his mom, and then they're gonna eat him next. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Do you guys have anything you want to mention?
No.
Okay. In that case, we're going to throw it to test number 4, the worst dialogue.
Sure.
Test number 4, the worst dialogue.
Go down to Marie Callender's. Get me a big bowl. Pie. Some ice cream on it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue would slap your brains out trying to get to it.
Hasn't gotten old yet.
Interested? Sure.
That's one of my favorite moments in film in all time.
Seriously.
It is.
I mean, he is always strange. But that might have been his strangest moment. Number 5. Pudding. You'll notice a theme, by the way.
Yeah,
this one is pudding.
I noticed that when he sent me the clips.
Now, I am going to welcome our new neighbors. I have just prepared this pudding with wild nettles and a few organic additives to make it delicious and purify the intestines. See you later, my little flower.
Mm-hmm. What, does she have an accent? I think so.
I guess.
Like she's from Stonehenge? Or her ancestors are?
Stonehenge, yes.
Why? So she has like a Transylvanian, in and out Transylvanian accent she's been trying to get rid of for a long time. There's very little. You could hardly tell. But she's talking about a pudding she made with organic additives that beautify your intestines.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
That's like the stuff Jamie Lee Curtis takes to make herself more regular.
Activia. So we had ice cream for the most offensive. We had pudding for number 5. Number 4, number 4 yard is some nuts.
Nuts.
Elliot, what kind of idiotic joke is this? You scared the shit out of me.
I'm the victim of a nocturnal rapture. I have to release my lowest instincts with a woman. Oh!
Release your instincts in the bathroom.
Are you nuts? You trying to turn me into a homo?
It's going to be too hard. If my father discovers you here, he'd cut off your little nuts and eat them. He can't stand you.
And you?
I like you. Well, my family doesn't like you. They say you're good for nothing and that you spend way too much time with your friends.
Oh, but I swear I never see them.
Elliot, how long is this gonna take?
We're sick of waiting for you.
Don't you want to come to Tonino's with us, Holly? Don't you want some pizza? Hey, these are cute. These are cute. Hey!
Do you see?
What?
They were like Muppets. There is what they reminded me of.
Yeah, there were like three of them on one ladder too.
One ladder, yeah. That would have been a
like Scooby Doo when they all look through the door right way at the same time.
Yeah,
one hand over the other.
Like, how the hell does that work? But it's called nuts because he says, "What are you nuts? Are you trying to turn me into a the thing that should have made most offensive?"
Why didn't it?
Because it was clipped and I completely forgot.
I forgot too.
Yeah,
all of our bads.
Yeah, my bad. But not just that. She says, "My dad, if you come in, my dad's gonna rip off your nuts and eat them."
Yeah, it's just It's a weird first place to go for a threat.
Yeah, no, it really is. But this movie is obsessed with eating and food and nuts and ice cream and pudding and stuff. So
my dad has a fetish.
Yeah,
it's actually really horrible.
I'm just thinking back hooking up with like your high school girlfriend, right? And like say like one of their parents barges in and like you're like trying to scramble in to put your clothes back on and you start running and the dad's just like, "I'm gonna eat your nuts." It's a weird place for like a father figure's mind to go upon like watching his his little sweetheart get deflowered. It's just a weird it makes no sense.
It's a very, very strange place, I agree. All right, moving on to number 3. Appetizing. Unfortunately, there wasn't an actual food named in this one, so I couldn't use it, but appetizing.
Good morning. I am your neighbor. I am Credence Leonore Yeargood.
Good morning. Mom, I'm going for a walk.
Hello, beautiful.
Hi.
She is very appetizing.
Appetizing?
Provocative.
Oh, that's better.
I thought you might enjoy one of my ancient recipes. It's a traditional dish in these parts.
Oh, but you shouldn't have gone to so much trouble.
No trouble. Really?
Yeah, okay, here's another weird place to start. Imagine your neighbor comes in unannounced into your kitchen, as I mentioned before, and then calls your daughter appetizing.
Yeah.
Super weird.
It was a different generation, Chris.
Different time. Yeah.
It's just normal vernacular.
Oh, she's so cute, I can eat her up.
Yeah.
She twice says her name is something like Credence Leonore Gilgord, by the way, and I'm not sure why. It doesn't matter at all, but they make sure that she says it twice.
Gilgord. Droglig. No, it's nothing backwards because they do that. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do the backwards word thing.
They do. All right, you guys ready to get a little crazy? Because these last two are just fucking gold.
Sure.
This is up there with The Room. I can't wait. Number...
Boo!
Sandwiches.
There's sandwiches for tonight in here. It will go easier if you eat them. It'll make our work easier. Otherwise, we'll be forced to kill you violently.
It would be a shame. The blood would mix with the meat, and we'd have to put them in vinegar for the whole night.
I love when he throws the bag that clearly just has like a bunch of balled up napkins in it. It's like the way the wind takes it when he has a bag full of burgers. You could assume reasonably, and like that would have like you'd throw it and like it'd do like that thing where the weight shifts and goes boom, and like land. But this thing is like gingerly like tumbled into the portion.
I'm afraid that it wasn't the most clear because they jacked the music on that. So the sheriff, who is really just a goblin, even though they know that they're goblins, he's still a sheriff and hasn't transferred back. Must not be difficult or straining in any way. But he's like, sandwiches in here. You better eat them. It'll make our jobs eating you easier. And then the other guy is like, you better eat them because if you don't, we're gonna have to put your spoiled meat into vinegar overnight or some shit like that. It's like, what? Yeah. All right, this is one of the best clips we've ever done. This is number
1, Daddy.
Drum roll.
You know what? Fuck it.
Baloney.
Yep.
A double-decker bologna sandwich. Oh.
And the thing about it is, I don't know if you guys frequently buy bologna, but it is a good, like, bologna and cheese with the crust cut off. That's a hit.
Sure.
But like, it's literally the whole like Oscar Mayer stack.
Yeah, it really is.
On a piece of Wonder Bread. Like, this long, this wide disc.
Well, it's a double-decker.
Not even. I didn't even see mustard on it.
Yeah, I know. Not very appetizing. Yeah. But very provocative.
Yes.
So that's the way that you keep goblins from eating you. Just so you know, put some meat into your belly and they won't want you anymore.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So they could have just carried Slim Jims in their back pocket this whole movie and they would have been fucking fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Valid point.
Just wanted to run through that. Rob, your ad read, please.
Sure. Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by Hot Dogs at 3 a.m. I want you to close your eyes and clear your mind for a second and imagine yourself walking through a rolling meadow. A gentle breeze is ever present. Hot dogs as far as the eye can see, billowing to and fro like a majestic cavalcade of pussy willows greasily sauntering in the sunlight. You lurch forward just to get a little taste, but they're just so out of reach from your tongue's sensuous touch. The glizzies glisten like a sea of caterpillars undulating with the knowledge of 1,000 past lives. You roll around with your partner laughing, talking about your hopes and dreams, and you see in the distance, Marie Callender's. It's not going to be 3 a.m. for a while, so you're thinking a treat is in order to tide you over while you wait. The two of you go down to get yourself a big bowl. Pie. Some ice cream in it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue will slap your brains out trying to get to it. Interested? Sure. Anywho.
Okay.
I'm glad to have him back.
Well performed.
So good. Yeah, for the YouTube audience, I took Rob's direction and closed my eyes and pretended that I was in that field of glistening 3 a.m. glizzies. But by the end, I was just laughing too hard to pretend anymore. So there's that. Thank you very much for that, Rob. Thank you to Marie Callender's for this sponsorship. We very much appreciate you reaching out to us last week. I hope that was a satisfactory read, and we'll be happy to do it again in the near future. Test number 5, the worst production.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man.
Worst production. Okay. The worst production tagline, and Rob backing up on this, Italians.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So the entire crew traveled from Italy to Utah to make this film.
No
and
shit.
The script was written in broken English. I'm going to repeat that. The script was written in broken English.
You're
and apparently
with me.
And apparently the cast tried to correct the lines while filming and were told to no, do the scene the way it was written.
Holy shit.
So,
oh my god, that's why it's so weird.
The cast couldn't really understand much of the direction or script because the directors were Italian. They could barely speak English. And the script was Italian, or should I say, broken English.
Yeah.
And so they were only given pages of dialogue the day each scene was shot.
Wow.
So they weren't given the script ahead of time.
No kidding.
It just sounds absolutely bananas, the whole experience.
And they opted for bologna instead of gabagool. That's just perplexing to me.
Yeah, no kidding. They were like, what's an American gabagool? Oh, it's bologna.
Hey, this is early 90s Italian American. They weren't Italian Americans, they were just Italians. So there you go.
Okay.
Italians, yeah, fitting. Okay, cool. Test number 6, the worst acting.
I should have put you down myself. Personally. You know, I never understood that. Why did you judge me? Why did you judge me? You killed innocent people. The means to an end. You started a massacre. I caused the revolution. You betrayed the law. Law! I betrayed this. Your council's experiment, which failed. Test number 6, the worst acting.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it with number 1. By the way, there's only 3 because we have a catch-all as well, and we pulled out most offensive. If you want to see the bad acting in this movie, watch it. The first minute until the last minute, all the way through, is terrible acting. But maybe we should cut them a little slack because apparently they got an Italian script the day of.
Yeah.
So
I'll do it.
I'm thinking a little bit differently about these actors now. This is Grandpa Seth.
Still telling the same story, Josh.
I know, Mommy. I told you it would never happen again. But you see, it's not a dream for me. I see him in front of me, and he's so real. And he tells me stories from just like before.
Grandpa Seth has been gone for more than 6 months now. You were at the funeral, and I know it was very difficult for you. It was also very difficult for your father, and for Holly, and for me, his daughter. He was an amazing man. Grandpa Seth has remained in all our hearts, but you must banish him from your mind. Remember what the doctor said?
Of course. Grandpa Seth is just an invention of my subconscious.
That's right.
But he's so real.
That's enough. Try to go to sleep. We're going on a vacation tomorrow. A month in the country will do us all good. Good night, dear.
I love how, in the context from the mother's mind, like we know the kid's seeing something that's not there. That like we know it's like we know that manifestation's actually like real to a certain degree. Yeah. But in the mother's mind, her son's on the verge of a psychotic break, and she's like,
yes,
she's so worried about her vacation.
Yeah, she really is.
Forget about it.
It is, a month-long vacation that she just told him about. It sounded like,
right.
Yeah, that lady did not deliver very well at all. But again, it's kids too. I mean, the kid was terrible through the whole movie.
Well, like, listen, your grandpa's never coming back, so you're gonna have to fucking get a grip, little boy.
Banish his memory from your mind. I don't want you to know that you ever had a Grandpa Seth. And the wonderful stories he used to read you. All right, it gets better here. Number 2. I mean, it's a stretch to call this bad acting because I don't know what to call it. Let's do number 2. Lightning in a jar.
I order you the sacred power of the magic stone. Yes, Lord.
That's when that's the noise you make when like your spouse or friend asks you to do a very simple task or favor for them, but you like stub your toe and you're just like, I can't do that simple thing because I'm so greatly injured. You know?
Yeah, it for me it was like South Park, like only the guy like melting in the fire of that like Molotov cocktail would have been super gruesome on South Park.
Yeah.
But he's like, and just making the like most hilarious sounds. It's unintentional comedy for sure, but it's fucking amazing. But yeah, again, I feel like the mix is tough because the music is so loud in this movie. But the grandpa, like, yeah, the grandpa's like, we're gonna burn the house down. So think about the kid, like, if he is having, hallucinations, he's about to burn his parents' house down with the entire town in it. But the priest or whatever, the preacher comes out and grabs the Molotov cocktail out of his hand and then like goes off the porch for a few steps and then turns around and banishes his ghost grandpa into the nether realm forever. But as the grandpa is fading away, he calls down lightning to blow up the cocktail, and then you get the agonizing pain from the guy, in
Quick
flames.
question. We've seen this preacher in something else very recently, I think for the show.
Really?
Seriously? Did we really?
Maybe it was something else I watched during one of our show weeks, but
he felt familiar, but
he was so familiar. I'll look it up after fact or no fact because I don't want to be Googling.
You won't blow anything because I can't even think of who that is.
Yeah. He was in Troy. That's Eric Bana.
Ajax, destroyer of worlds.
Okay, you know what's coming now. It hasn't been clipped yet. So the last of the bad acting, the worst acting catalog is number 3. Oh my God.
They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me.
Yes.
The most unrealistic moment in B movie history.
Yeah.
It takes you. It's a comedy sketch. That's not played for comedy, right? It's not played for laughs.
Yeah.
No.
It's not. Actually, it feels like it must be for funnies, but I don't think this movie is.
No.
It's so funny though. He holds it out for like 20 seconds.
Yeah. Oh my God! And it's not even like. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That scene. Oh, like I just want to say, oh my God, again. I apologize, by the way, if you guys are picking up my squeaky chair. I think I switched chairs.
Oh, you're good. Squeaky. You're good.
Can you hear it?
No.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, I hope you can hear it. Fact or no fact?
Oh, great. Yep.
Fact or no fact?
Yeah. Ooh, cool shirt.
I like it.
Fact or no fact? Trolled is the title
Trolled.
Because we all were by this movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. There's a trick here, and maybe you'll figure it out. Maybe you won't. I'm really hoping for a win.
Me
both
too.
of you.
Me too.
So here we go. All right. I'm reading facts, and the first one is: the script was started because it was a way for the director's wife to make fun of all her friends for becoming vegetarians. Hey, the second one. The director called the cast liars and dogs when they spoke of their experience with the film, making the film.
Okay.
Okay. The shop owner. Remember the general store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shop owner was a patient in a nearby mental hospital and did his entire scene high on pot.
Wow. I hope that's true.
Okay.
The fourth one. They didn't call the film Goblins because they didn't want to be associated with the 1988 really bad movie Hobgoblins.
No shit.
And the fifth one, the guy who played the father wasn't an actor. He was a dentist.
Okay.
That has some credence to it because I didn't like him.
Oh, he was awful.
And I don't like dentists. All right. I'm gonna say no to the mental patient one. I think there's probably some truth in there, but you probably he probably was. It was probably some guy who was high on pot the entire time. But like, there's got to be a whole like even with like a small production like this, there's got to be some sort of like OSHA equivalent or like union thing where it's like you can't exploit mentally.
Yeah,
early
90s by then.
Yeah,
I think that's Bob Foolery. I agree.
Director called the cast liars and dogs when they spoke of their experience making the film. I mean, that is something an Italian would say.
It is.
Father wasn't an actor; he was a dentist. It's hard to tell because he's just as good as the rest of them, and they are all arguably actors. So they didn't call the film Goblins because they didn't want to associate with the Hobgoblins film. Script was started because it was a way of the director's wife making fun of vegetarians. I mean, I want it to be that one because that's just really fucking funny. I go to Trader Joe's like once every 2 weeks, and like there's nothing I hate more than almond moms. You know that term, right?
No.
Like,
no.
So, almond moms are like the women that when you go to the grocery store and they see you put in like Pop-Tarts in your cart for your kids because it's like a fun food and kids are picky, they like look down their nose at you because like it's not like a health food. So like, almond moms are like the people that like they're obsessed with eating healthy to the point of disordered eating, and they make their kids eat that same way even though like they're developing and they need certain macronutrients that like you can't just get from vegetables. Those are almond moms, and I hate them. And I really hope a stiff breeze just knocks them into the fucking Grand Canyon and they all die. So I would like for that to be true. But I'm gonna go with they didn't call it Goblins because they didn't want to associate it with the other film, because like that was my biggest contention. Did they even mention the word trolls once?
No,
no, never. Literally never.
That's why
it's in the catch-all.
That's why I'm gonna go with that choice right there. What, Chris?
But it's the second movie, so it could be that the first one that was true. The second one's just fun. I mean, would that?
Well, in the first
Bob,
one, they may have
Would that still count? Like if it was just for the first? I mean, I guess I can't ask that yet because then you'll reveal.
I'm not sure what you're even asking.
So it's Troll 2. They wouldn't have called it. It couldn't have been a sequel to the first one if they changed the name. So the first one would have had to have been the one where they didn't want to associate themselves with Hobgoblin.
Yes, but it depends on whether or not the first one came out before or after.
It did. The first one came out in '86.
Oh, so okay.
So they couldn't have. So they could. So it can't be that. No.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with the vegetarians.
I hope Bob allows this Rob foolery because we need a win. This gives us like an extra watch when it ends up being that anyway. I'm gonna go with director called the cast liars and dogs because I really felt like it was Italian. That's a very Italian thing to say.
You bunch of liars and dogs.
Yeah, they're a bunch of doggies.
My mother makes the best of sauce.
All right. So I told you guys over a text earlier this week that you have to win this week.
Yes. I told you I was going to fuck it up.
And if you didn't notice, I did not intro the game with the usual rules because this movie has so many funny fucking facts that
he did say I'm going to read 5 facts.
There were actually 4 facts and 1 lie.
Okay.
And the one
we
lie,
literally had to win.
The one lie was the hobgoblins. The one that Rob almost picked, you motherfucker.
I just have that
That's
kind
a Chris win. That's a Chris win for sure.
Here's the thing about the way my brain works, okay? I am very good for like picking up on these like small things and like I have a slow start to seeing the big picture, but when I get there, I tend to have like a good grasp on things. But we're flying through these movies, and I often miss out on the most glaringly obvious things while I'm in that state of absorption, and it's affected me in every aspect of my life since I was a little kid. Like, I focus on the wrong shit for too long.
Well, it made for a really funny fact or no fact segment.
Yeah.
So yeah, the father was a dentist, not an actor. The shop owner was a patient in a mental hospital, and he was high on pot the whole time he did a scene.
Oh my god!
The director did call the cast liars and dogs because they talked so badly about their experience. And yes, the script was started because the director's wife wanted to make fun of her friends who were all becoming vegetarians.
They were all becoming almond moms.
Almond moms.
So Rob was on the right track there, at least.
Is that not the perfect term for them, though? I don't know where I read that first.
I love that.
Yeah, fucking almond moms. Yeah.
So here's the funny thing that I didn't mention yet. When they were doing a casting call for this movie, they did they were in Utah, in some remote town in Utah, and they said, "Okay, casting call for a movie called Troll 2," and a bunch of people showed up thinking they'd be extras, and they were all cast as the leads.
No shit.
Oh, that's great.
So that's why the dentist became the dad. That's why all the actors were so bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I could have done a better job for sure.
We could have.
I hope they cast somewhere around us. I hope that same scenario. Wouldn't it be great if the three of us were leads in some movie somewhere?
That'd be amazing. I'd be happy about that.
Roll 4.
It's a fantasy. Bob's been in movies before. Or TV.
TV. Briefly.
All right, so just to sum up the fact or no fact, Chris wins. The catch-all. The catch-all. It's the catch-all. Opening music kind of good, though.
Yeah.
I guess.
I thought the film score was cool. It was just too jarring, like jarringly loud, like you mentioned earlier.
It was all synthesizer. All of it.
Yeah. Normally not my thing, but I don't know about something about the opening score was real good. There is not a single troll in this movie we mentioned.
Yeah.
Correct.
Most awkward family chemistry I've ever seen on screen, especially in the road trip.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, the singing the song. Oh, it was haunting.
So odd. Yeah.
Sing that favorite song that I like, and it's just row your boat.
Yeah, and it's just them, the same two lines, and they're trying to do the thing where they, what is that called? Like that offset harmonizing?
Yeah,
around.
Yeah. But it did not sound like that at all.
Yeah.
I thought the Mac and Me alien road trip was a little more realistic than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly. Not even apologizing to the poor hitchhiker. Is that another most offensive? Their crazy son runs up to him and calls him grandpa and starts talking to him like he's his grandpa, and then they're like, and just close the van door and drive off. They don't even say sorry. He's like, "Are you going to give me a ride?"
Yeah.
Like, no.
A sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah, a sandwich. I mean, the movie was chock full of them. Good thing there was a Nilbog street in Nilbog, huh?
Yeah.
That way the kid could see Goblin backwards.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
They received innumerable warning signs before going.
The town being called Nilbog.
Yeah, seriously. The farm family that they trade with is no stranger than the main character family, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Why would you ever eat the food that the family left out for you?
Ever.
Yeah.
Why would you
Especially
ever?
after that interaction where they're like, "You're late," and then they just trade keys and get in the car.
Yeah.
why is everything green was my question. I mean, it's answered, I guess, because when you chainsaw a half-human, half-plant man and blend him into an organic supplement milkshake to feed to people so that they turn into sludge so you can eat them, that's what color.
Yes.
So that answers that. Let's run into this house. But really, it's a church. And that church is also a bedroom.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
So
a
weird.
thing that happened. Yeah.
Yeah. I said worse accent than Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy accent.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Robin.
That's saying a lot. That is saying
that was bad. Don't worry about the girl turning into sludge in front of you. Drink your broth. Like, what's happening to her? Oh, don't worry about it. Drink the same thing she just drank.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's happening to her? And why can't I move? There must be a logical reason for all of this. So it's an actual line.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was written by an Italian man who doesn't understand English, so it makes more sense now.
Yeah.
I love the laughable 80s dance routine from the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't last very long, and it was terribly choreographed. So
that was like the first TikTok ever.
Yeah, pretty much. Good point. They kept the papers on the doors with all their names on them.
Yeah.
A couple days after.
Oh yeah.
Like the parents come storming out of the room, and it's like the paper on the door just goes.
Yeah.
It said parents on it, whatever it said. Two men were called good for nothings in this movie.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Jog into town, buy supplies and food, and the job back.
Yeah.
He's got to get food and everything for that trailer, and they want to jog like a mile into town and jog back. I need some green goo rules, guys. I mean, it's probably just me, but how does it work?
Yeah.
And how do you know like what a person's going to turn into sludge or a tree? Is it
also, if they're all vegetarian and vegan, then how are they sourcing the goblin milk?
Ooh.
That's a really good too. What is up with milk? The milk has to be something different than milk because they're vegans.
Well, it must be goblin mother teat.
They might be like lacto-ovo vegetarians, where they still eat eggs and drink milk.
Lacto-ovo.
I'm still going with goblin mother teat squeeze. That's what it should have been called.
Goblin mother teat squeeze. All right, cool.
Yeah, I think that's what it should have been called. Open casting for ugly Southerners. We've talked about this before. It's like you're walking down on the telephone pole, you have to like rip the little thing that like, do you have an ugly child? Like, it's like, hey, we're looking for ugly Southerners. Terrible pacing, in my opinion. This felt hours long. I don't know what it was because there was plenty of, but I still felt bored the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey, did Craig leave at some point?
Oh, why?
Oh, he just like clicked back up for me.
Yeah, something happened real quick there.
Oh, it was here. We'll find out, I guess.
Oh God, I hope.
Here. Yeah.
I hope he's there. How did she know where Elliot parked the trailer? Is it because they drove by it one time?
Yeah, I guess.
You know, she like walks out of town and down the street and then through the woods and then like knocks on his trailer, and I just don't feel like she would have ever known where he was.
Yeah.
Bob, I know that you agree, but Drew or Alan dragging Drew or Alan the plant, like his shrubby buddy, across the living room of the church was so funny.
It was so funny.
She chainsawed and blended the half tree guy into the green drink. So he never felt that.
Guess so, yeah.
If anything, it was a tickle. Yeah, it was a tickle.
Yeah.
The creepiest element of the entire movie, in my opinion, is Grandpa Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he was the creepiest thing the movie had to offer. Shouldn't they not be able to drive cars or have human strength? You know, like use shotguns and shit because they're actually only like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Magic.
Very good
Future.
Point.
Future.
Magic future.
If the mist heals your hand, lady, lean your fucking teeth into it. Would you?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Grandpa Seth is playing with unlimited lives. He's like the main character. And he just gets to just die and come back over and over again.
He's dead, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he really is dead. We have to banish him from our minds and to the shadow realm. If this kid isn't already insane, he's definitely going to be.
Yeah.
Which is okay, because apparently you can still be an actor as long as you're high on weed the whole time.
Yeah.
How did the family avoid eating for as long as they did? And I'm talking about the scene where they're like being forced by the whole town to eat, and to continue with. Go ahead, Rob.
I was about to say, because the father
tightened his belt,
of punishing his son for having a psychotic break and peeing on the dinner. I think he peed off screen. Like they don't show it.
Yeah,
right.
So,
he definitely peed on the
Grandpa
dinner.
Seth froze time for 30 seconds so he could whip his dick out and pee all over the goblin food. And then, so clearly your son is, in your mind, having a psychotic break. So how do you punish him? You go on a hunger strike and tell him he's not allowed to eat.
That's what my father used to do.
Remember that? He's like, I tightened my belt to not feel the hunger pangs. Oh no.
And I felt the hunger pains growing up, young man. So I can outlast you for sure.
I've got a head start. Yeah.
What would you guys do if you came back to your house and the entire town was dancing in your living room?
I'd just
pull out.
Even funnier, and I don't know if you have this written down, Chris, when they drive by the general store, like no one's in here, and they drive by, and like 40 people just like come out and like, look out the window with their arms crossed.
Yeah, that was pretty good. The 4-chair like half circle thing for the family to eat while the town like eggs them on.
Yeah,
it would be too creepy for me. I think I would not eat the things offered again. In this situation,
it's evident that they're up to something.
Nobody else is eating anything.
Yeah,
right.
They're just like, go ahead and eat as they stare at you while you're sitting there in your chair.
Yeah.
As soon as you're done slowly backing away, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Right.
How many times did that happen in this movie?
A lot.
Yeah.
Totally ridiculous. A fucking seance.
Yeah.
Seance.
Grandpa Seth,
you got to bring him back. Don't invite wilder women into your single wide if they can project themselves on your TV. That's just a good rule. That's a rule of thumb.
Right.
Yeah.
How many candles are required for a seance, and how long did it take to melt them to the table?
Yeah,
I mean, they have all the goblins outside the house, and they're melting candles to the table. Josh says, Grandpa, where have you been? If I'm Grandpa, I say, I'm fucking dead. And also, I was banished back to the Shadow Realm by a magical goblin disguised as a preacher right in fucking front of you.
Yep.
The most non-threatening monster since Leprechaun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
2 movies ago?
Yep.
The kid's like, concentrate. Concentrate on what? Like goodness?
Yeah.
All is well now. I have to stop by the office. This is after everything goes down. The dad's like, I got to stop by the office.
This is what I wanted to talk about, because he took, to our understanding, a month off from work, right?
Yeah.
Go on his vacation in the farm.
Right.
Yeah. So he took a month off from work. It's reasonable to assume that they cut their vacation short after a few days.
Yeah.
So there's no need for him to go to the office. He's still on PTO.
Yeah, I had that same thought. Maybe he's just got to go tell them about his goblin experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Barry,
I
you're
have no
not
idea.
going to believe this.
You guys want to mention anything before we throw it to the magical Marvel corner? Rob's magic Marvel corner? I didn't mean to...
I'm good.
For that.
I'm good.
This whole movie. I'm glad I fixed my blinds.
Yeah, I had to... Funny you say that. I had to fix my blinds today too, but just snap back in. super easy.
I broke mine playing dodgeball. I hit the top bar with a fucking like soccer ball. Yeah,
dude, good for you playing fucking dodgeball.
So I didn't fix them fully. They still get caught, but I fixed them enough to put in a maintenance call, so it won't look like it's my fault.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Good move. Good move. All right, let's throw it to Rab's. You're Rab now. Rob's Magic Marvel Corner.
The worst movie ever made presents Rob's Magic Marvel Corner.
You or me, Bob?
I watched the Avengers, by the way, and honestly, I quite enjoyed it.
It's fucking good.
Yeah.
I think it's Chris this week.
Okay. Do you enjoy after credit Easter eggs?
No. I don't like after credit Easter eggs. I don't like encores at concerts. Like you pay for the whole thing up front, just show it to me.
Yeah. All right, fair.
Yeah. Like don't walk off stage and make me wait a half hour so you can come back and play the 3 songs that you could have played and then I could have just been on my way.
Yeah.
Show me the fucking thing. That's it. I don't like them.
All right, Rob.
Disney Plus has a skip credit feature to go straight to the post scene.
Look at that.
Nice. That's cool.
All right, Rob. Who's the best Avenger?
Is there ever a Hawkeye movie or no? Like
There's
Hawkeye
a show.
They had a show, and then Black Widow. There's
recently.
a feature. There's a recent Black Widow. So it's hard to tell without the origin stories, but it's a toss up between Thor and Iron Man.
Okay.
Hulk is stupid.
I agree.
I like Hulk. But I think Iron Man's the best so far, just because I think Robert Downey Jr. just does a really, really good job.
I agree.
Being that guy. So
cool.
No lie. My number 2 is who is your least favorite Avenger?
Hulk.
Yes, Chris.
Hulk. Absolutely Hulk.
Okay.
Fuck Hulk.
That sets me up well for number 3, but we'll toss it to Bob for his.
I know what number 3 is gonna be, but we'll do Bob's question. I'm gonna guess what your third question is, and then you're gonna ask your third question.
Okay.
All right. My number 2 is, what do you feel was being avenged?
Earth. They're
Okay.
They're avenging Earth from the misguided attempts that Loki from Asgard made to destroy the planet, so he could be the long reigning ruler that he lacks follow through and gumption to be.
Can you tell who didn't watch the movie?
that guy. All right, Rob, guess my question.
Why can't they get Hulk right? Is that it?
No,
Okay.
it's not. But it is Hulk related.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna wait for Bob to not be drinking for this. Is a full erect Hulk more or less intimidating?
Oh.
A fully erect Hulk, is he more or less intimidating?
I guess I'm gonna say less because it's one more appendage you could kind of swat at. When they say if you punch a shark in the nose, it'll ward off. I'm thinking if you just hit him right in the dickhead when he's running at you full tilt, it might buy you some time. When you're holding a baseball bat too tight and you get that right amount of contact and your hands get that shot.
Yeah.
I think he might feel that, but in his penis, and then that'll buy you 30 seconds.
Okay, so glad I asked that question. After you, Bob.
All right, I didn't see the movie, but I feel like this might work in this sequence of questions.
Okay.
Whose power do you think was being wasted? Who could have skipped the day and not been missed?
Very good question, Alex.
I want to say Black Widow, but she's really hot.
She is. I'd rather her be there.
I want to keep her. She's wearing those Lululemon combat pants.
Yeah. Lululemon combat pants.
I'm gonna put that in the write up. Lululemon combat. But I mean, Hawkeye just shoots arrows. Like you can get you can hire like a freelancing arrow guy. Do something similar.
Yeah, what was Green Arrow doing during this?
Yeah. So I guess Hulk, because I just don't want to see Hulk anymore. It's just not good.
All right.
To answer your question, they still haven't gotten Hulk right.
Could you please add a freelance arrow contractor to the?
Yeah.
Because that was brilliant.
Yeah, like he gets paid like 5 cents an arrow, which is way below the industry standard, but he does it anyways because that's the only way he can make a living. I'm not being bitter about my own professional life in the slightest. That's what happens.
You're projecting, Rob. All right, play the bad credit names bumper, would you?
Yeah.
Bad credit names like
Rusty Cunts, Wang Liken, Destiny Hooker, Dick Trickle, Dick Pole, Steve Sharts, Misty Hyman.
Nice.
None. There were no funny names. I'm dead serious.
Really?
Karen Curran was as close as I got.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh no.
So we're skipping it.
Right.
Let's compare the movies.
Sure.
It's turkey time.
time to compare the movies.
Gobble, gobble.
I gotta say, Ghost energy drink. They're in like these bright yellow cans.
Ghost, okay.
They have 200 milligrams of caffeine, zero
Nice.
sugar, and they're flavored after Sour Patch Kids. And I've been doing the red guy for a while, and it's brought me to life.
That sounds fantastic. I wish I had them.
This is me, by the way, with 200 milligrams of caffeine because I was sick for the last 2 weeks. It's brought me to this level.
You're back up. I appreciate that, man.
Barely.
I hope I can
Barely
find
back
those.
up. Yeah, they're good. Go to like any big like gas station convenience store. I think you'll probably find it.
I'll look. The Room and Troll 2. Here we go. Worst of its kind. A negative 62.8 for The Room. Again, I feel like I was just saying this about Mac and Me, but I did not think that anything would do better. But Troll 2, a negative 65. So, holy shit, Troll 2 takes the first. And The Room had a 4.5 with Chris, and Bob gave us a 4.25. So, The Room wins that one. So does Chris. We'll talk about the offensive minigame in a minute. Dialogue. I think I'm... God, now that I know it was written by Italian people who don't know English, I still think it was more... I still think it made more sense than The Room's did.
Yeah, I agree.
I actually do.
It did.
Wow.
So The Room was worse.
Room was worse.
Production. Troubled production all around, or Italians?
I honestly don't know. I feel like The Room was a passion project, so I feel like they really wanted it to succeed.
Yes.
Where I feel like the other one was like they don't give a shit.
That's a good point. Yeah, like they just got some venture capital from like some like angel investor, and they're just like, "Fuck it,
Yeah.
whatever." Yeah,
right.
So are we going Italians? It sounds like.
No, I think we'll go The Room, right? Because like the Italians, like I feel like they went into it not caring as much.
Okay.
And it's the caring that makes it worse because
I get it. Yeah. Bob?
Sure.
All right, so we're going The Room.
Yeah.
Here's a fucking toss up. It's a wash for me. What's the worst acting? The Room, I guess, by a smidge.
I'm gonna say The Room because the Troll 2 was non-actors. Almost all of them were non-actors.
Fair.
They did a good enough job considering they weren't actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't also have a script.
Well, the dad was a dentist.
He really was.
Dentists are good at acting like your friend before they yank your wallet out of your fucking mouth. So,
wow. Jesus Christ, that was beautiful, Rob.
That was great.
Clip that.
See,
God damn.
This tooth right here is a crown, right? And
yeah.
You remember I broke my tooth when I was a kid, and they left the nerve in there. And in 2017, it abscessed. My face swelled up to like the size of a fucking football. So I had to get an emergency extraction and a new crown. And like the root canal costs like $100 out of pocket, but having a functional front tooth is like cosmetic surgery, and it cost me like $900.
Good God, dude!
Like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but so again, they act like they're your friend, and then you go in there and they just like they're condescending to you the entire fucking time you're there. Like, oh, you're not flossing
talking
right.
while their fingers are in your mouth.
Yeah,
so
where do
that
you
they can laugh later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
everybody in the dentist chair is Britney Spears in South Park after her head's gone off.
So hot. Yeah. So the room is worse, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Yep. The room is worse.
I love that South Park makes its way into every single episode.
It always does. It has to. Yeah. Bingo card. All right. I mean, demerits, it doesn't matter at all because I mean the room's winning. It doesn't depend on the offensive minigame. So, but I guess just for fun, you guys want to assign any demerits to Troll 2 or just say fuck it? The trolls or the goblins are not scary in any way.
Nilbogs.
I think disrespect to dead grandpa.
Disrespected.
There is one thing I will say about Troll 2 that they did well, and you guys are probably you're going to disagree with me. Have you ever been like at a party and maybe you're just a little slightly too altered, and you have that one like break in the Matrix moment where like you see like everything for what it really is, and like you're just kind of like you gotta distance yourself for a second. This is why I don't smoke weed socially ever, because this always happens. But like when the kid, you're seeing it from like the kid's perspective, and I was just like kind of looking at him, and he's like they're all being fucking weird.
Yes,
it captured that level of discomfort for me.
Sure, because like half of them are goblins when he sees.
Yeah,
them.
you're like I see you all for what you really are. It's like that wide angle lens, and like he's like it's weird. Yeah, I liken it to being very high at a party where you have like that one like little break, and you're like everything's weird. I'm gonna go. So
yeah.
It captured that really well.
All right. Okay. So good. You gave him a little credit.
That's
so did I with the opening
remerit.
scores.
Yeah.
A remerit.
It's a remerit, not a demerit. Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I like that. Good remerit, bro. All right. Let's play the offensive minigame because it's funny.
Cool.
The offensive minigame. All right. Starting with the room. Unfaithful festivities. Or softcore corn porn.
Oh, the corn porn.
Corn. Yeah.
Corn porn. Okay.
I had to explain to Stacy because I was I was like showing her something on my camera roll, and I took a bunch of pictures of the TV when I was to send to you guys. And it's just like, oh, check this out. Here's a picture of Bowie. Here's a picture of Atticus. Like, why is this like a porn scene with like two people with like a ear of corn between their faces being So that happened.
Please say she laughed.
It was good. Yeah, no, I explained.
I hope so. Yeah. Wazoo's weird Lisa love scenes, or meet and greet B&E.
B&E.
Yeah, breaking and entering.
I'm gonna go with the love scenes because
love scenes.
Like we talked about last week, I did the math. It's like 11 minutes of unnecessary belly button thrusting.
They were offensive.
And
just him
Bobby
laughing.
Said right. Bob, you said that the actress was actually uncomfortable as well, didn't you?
Yes, and you know what? I didn't mention this last time, but Mark was uncomfortable during his love scenes, so much for the fact they agreed to not let him take his pants off.
Oh, okay. Tommy was like, "Let me take my pants off."
Unlike Tommy, exactly.
Stunt cock.
Okay. Okay, yeah, the stunt cock in here. All right, I'm gonna flip it. Troll 2, mom eating, or the room's breast cancer boomerang.
Oh, boomerang.
Okay, so the room also wins this one, giving it a 5-1. I didn't see this coming. A 5-1 victory. The only thing that Troll 2 was able to do was the worst of its kind, which was a -65 over a -62.8.
Yeah.
So that was almost a wash anyway. So a 5-1. And that means the room is the worst of the season still, and it has some stiff competition next week in You're the Hunter from the Future. So good luck to you, The Room. I've heard from a few people, a few fans of the show have actually suggested this one to me. Not through email, goddammit. Rob, why don't you tell them where they can find us, email included?
www.theworstmovieevermade.com. You can go there and click the envelope that will direct you to your email. So you can email us, or you can email us at worstmovieevermade@gmail.com without the in front of it. But on the website, it is a catch-all, if you will, that has our social media, it has our TikTok, our Instagram, it has our podcast feed, it has our YouTube feed. It's got everything that you can find, all the goodies, all the trailers that Bob makes, all of the polls that we do to engage you guys on social media to find out what movie we should be watching. In this case, it was your against your. So, I mean, you didn't really have much of a choice, but we really wanted to watch this one, so we're just going to go fucking do it. But that's it. Yeah, we just, there's stuff. I try posting funny things throughout the week that the guys can share involving the show, short clips in our stories, stuff like that. And that's it. Yeah, www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Last words.
Bob's last word.
Italians.
Italians. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.
I'm not going to say it. Never mind. See you next week, guys.
Today's episode of The Worst.
Oops, sorry.